Woo! Well, here we go. Britney's in trouble. Katy Perry needs to watch her back. And the devil, well, apparently she wears crap. That's right. Welcome to the 5th edition of the Celebrity Crash Report. We got a lot going on today. So I did talk about Britney and the Devil Wears Prada 2 this morning on News Nation. Let's watch the clip. We will discuss this and more on the flip.
You know what time it is. Time now for some of the biggest trending stories. Britney Spears is making headlines again after being charged with a DUI. Find out what's next for the pop star as she exits rehab. Plus, Meryl Streep back on the big screen for The Devil Wears Prada 2, but what she's revealing about that iconic role. And Prince Harry's Invictus Games raising eyebrows as questions about funding grows. Where things stands for next year's games in the UK. Let's bring in Paula Froelich. She's here with the scoop. Hello, friend.
Hi.
We spoke about Britney Spears checking herself into rehab earlier this month. You were actually one of the people who broke it. Tell us more about the misdemeanor charges we're learning about.
Well, she is actually being charged with a driving under the influence charge for both alcohol and substances.
Oh.
Well, and this is where it gets problematic. So she did check herself into a treatment facility, and she checked herself right back out after 2 weeks. And as we have discussed in the past, her team was hoping it would be more like Tiger Woods' 90-day treatment center. Instead, she didn't even make it 30 days, which is now the actual norm. So one of the reasons she checked in is to look at the judge and say, look, I did it. I'm taking all this seriously. I'm going to change my life. However, after 2 weeks, what really changes? And so people are concerned. On Monday, she has her court date. We'll see what the judge says. This is the first time she's been caught by police. Again, we have seen other instances of her driving oddly, if you will.
Erratically.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. And so, we'll see. It's the unfortunate thing for me is that she thinks she can handle this all on her own. And most people understand that's actually not possible. She doesn't have the tools in her toolbook to handle this on her own. And also her children, her sons are with her. However, a lot of people are saying it is kind of emotional blackmail. If you stay with me, then I will be good. If you don't, I will fall apart.
Yeah, and overcoming addiction for anyone who's known someone or has somebody in their life, it's very difficult for anyone. All right, let's turn to Meryl Streep. She's sharing an inside look at, I know, quite the turn, but let's talk about Meryl Streep and her iconic role as Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada. A lot of people were looking forward to this movie. What's going on and what's she saying?
They were. I actually saw a pre-screen.
What'd you think?
The fashion was horrific, which is shocking. And the movie was fine for a Saturday on your couch, Netflix, eating popcorn. But you know what? It will be huge. And Meryl was so genius. She's a genius actress. She literally carries this movie and the first one. And she said she kind of played a little game with the producers because she read the script, knew it was going to be great, and immediately said, no, I'm not doing it. Very imperious.
Wow.
Fabulous. Yes, and then she read the script. The script was great. They called me up. They made me an offer. I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I knew it was going to be a hit, and I wanted to see if I doubled my ask. And they went right away and said, sure.
Brilliant.
Get your coin,
Yes.
Meryl. We love you. We support you. This is fabulous. So I love that she did this. And frankly, the first movie was a huge hit.
Yes.
Made over $325 million.
Wow.
However, this movie, and it doesn't even matter if reviews are bad these days.
Yeah.
It's about to make $180 million, and it reminds me of the Michael Jackson biopic, Michael. It was panned by reviewers, and fans said, I do not care, and went on to be the biggest biopic opener ever.
And the reviews also not great, but people didn't care. Fans love who they love.
Yep. Whew. Heck of a morning, hey. So let's start with Britney. Now, I really want to be very clear again that I love Britney. I have a softness in my heart for Britney. My heart goes out to her. However, no, Britney, 2 weeks of treatment No, girl. No, no, no. We understand that this was kind of a cynical move on several people's parts. It was cynical for you to say, I'm going to show the judge that I'm taking this seriously, so I'm going to go do treatment. It was also cynical on the part of the people around you to try to get you into treatment to begin with and say, you don't have to stay for X amount of time, only 2 weeks. Then you can leave. And of course, Britney, who's terrified of her freedom being taken away, what's the word, again, was like, tick-tock, 2 weeks, it's over, bye. However, I've said it before, I'll say it again, 90 is the new 30. 90 days is the new minimum for people who actually want to change their lives. Look at what Tiger Woods is doing, right? Tiger is in for 90 days in Switzerland at a treatment facility there for substance abuse. And he's taking it very seriously. Not that I think Britney is not. The problem with Britney is, again, the trust issues, but also she does not have the tools in her toolbox to deal with this. She is still mentally a preteen, a young teen. She is not mentally an adult. You can see it in the way that she dealt with her kids when, after the DUI, the boys came in and she then posts videos of her dancing all around and kind of being inappropriate with them. And in fact, the day that she went to rehab, she actually posted a nip slip video. This is a girl who does not have life skills. All right. And while it hasn't been her fault, it is her fault going forward. Because again, you know what? She was caught this time. There have been videos of her driving erratically several other times. And it's really, girl, change your life. This can't go on. And not only that, but your boys should not be babysitting their mother. They should not have to oversee you. You are the mom, not your boys. So I get it. You don't want to lose your freedom. Ugh. I get it. You don't want to lose your freedom. But the problem is, if you don't take this seriously, you may just lose it on Monday when the judge can either put you away for a bit, you'll likely lose your license. But if this happens again, Britt, it's over, girl. You got to take this seriously. And I know you think you are, but maybe listen to the people around you who really do care about you right now. All right, that's it. I'm done on the Britney thing because, to be fair, I don't know if Britney's going to pay attention. I will have to see. But at this point, the patience is running out, Britt. All right, next up, we have, my least favorite movie of the year. And I hate to say it because I was excited for Devil Wears Prada. Yeah. And I do want to say long, slow clap to Meryl Streep because, girl, you doubled your paycheck on the first one and likely the second. All right. So as we discussed on this morning's show, girl played it masterfully. Unfortunately, this necklace, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. It's just, I love it. I'm going to sort it out for the next video if I ever wear it on again. But the problem I had with The Devil Wears Prada 2 was not only the script boring, Anne Hathaway's character was, what is the word, insanely annoying, but the fashion was so bad. Things like this kind of movie, Devil Wears Prada 2, is kind of like Sex and the City. You watch it for the fashion. It was woeful. As my friend said, the devil wears crap. I mean, so bad. I mean, Anne Hathaway went all in quiet luxury. The trend that, by the way, is out by now. Thank God. It's so boring. It's all whites, creams, blah. The one time she wore color, it was this. A sack dress with a Mondrian print. Girl, it was so bad. And then at one point in the movie, she like stains it. You can't tell on a dress like this. I mean, you could roll around in a pigsty and nobody would know. Horrible movie. Here's the deal. It's going to do very well because we all wanted to go see it anyway, right? And as long as y'all know what you're getting, bad fashion, bad writing, but a bit of a giggle and some Lady Gaga, you know, you'll be fine. Just don't expect it to like change your life, you know? And if Anne Hathaway's character whines and moans one more time in that movie, I mean, that's probably why I can't see it again. It's really quite sad because, oh God, I was watching it and I was like, oh, it's so bad. However, now we come to, well, hold up. This girl, Katy Perry. I am going to let you watch this next clip. Okay. So the guy I'm about to show you, his name is Chart Westcott. His dad, Carl Westcott, was the one that, you know, we've talked about this before. He bought this beautiful house. He's a Korean War veteran. And he made a lot of money on 1-800-Flowers. And then he bought the beautiful, beautiful dream home of his dreams in Montecito. It's really, really a beautiful house. It's on a promontory. There's like views of the ocean on 3 sides. It's a unique property. Carl, then he's elderly, then went in for back surgery. And while he was drugged up, apparently, according to him, got a knock on the door. It was Katy Perry's people saying, hey, would you like to sell your house? And he was like, oh, sure. Okay. And then the next 3 days were kind of a blur. And then he wakes up and goes, wait a minute. What do you mean? This is a house I wanted to die in. Meanwhile, he already had some dementia. And so he said, no, I don't want to sell her this house. I want to stay in this house. I literally said, I bought this house because I wanted to die in it. Well, Katy sued. It took 5 years. Carl is now out of the house. By the way, a year into the lawsuit, by 2021, 2022, Carl was bedridden with dementia and another disease he had. And it's really sad. So watch this clip because his son Chart ain't letting this go.
So my family has been in a bitter legal battle with Katy Perry over the sale of my father's home for almost 5 years now. You can see here about it. I've said for years, and I'll say it again happily here, that in my opinion, Katy Perry has a very disturbing pattern of conduct toward other people. And I'm not only talking about my family's experience. Over the years, there have been multiple public disputes and public accusations involving Katy, including the well-known conflicts with the Nuns, the Australian fashion designer who happened to share the same name and got sued. Katy Perry was a lovely lady, by the way. You should buy her stuff. Now there's even more public criticism after Ruby Rose's social media post yesterday. And the story is now moving across the media. Anna Kendrick, too. It's crazy. I was fortunate enough to be in a position, and my family was fortunate enough to be in a position where we could fight back. A lot of people who say they crossed her path were not in that position, were not so lucky. So yes, in my opinion, it is time for a public autopsy, a long look, a Me Too style look into Katy Perry. It is time for the public to look at her conduct in detail and judge her. People can judge for themselves. They can look at this pattern of behavior and make their own determinations. But I do not think this is random, and I do not think it should be ignored. My heart goes out to everyone who has been mistreated by this woman, especially, of course, my father. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have firsthand experience or publicly documented information about Katy Perry, please speak up. Please reach out to me. We are documenting all of this. We are collecting all of this. We are building a file so that the entire world can know the truth about who she is. Thank you very much.
All right. So yeah, that was Chart Westcott. And let's look at his father, shall we? Because this is the guy that Katy Perry sued for 5 years. This man in bed, frail, and she literally kicked him out of his home. Then, when the judge sided with her, funnily enough, by the way, her realtor worked at the same company that Carl's did. Hmm? You tell me if that's a little fishy. But here's the deal. I'm going to get to it because I got the article I wrote up, and he's 85, disabled, and it's infuriating. He's bedridden. He's got a disease. It's just, I am so infuriated by all of this, but also because, she's done this before. All right. One house isn't enough for Katy Perry. Katy has a lot of homes that when she doesn't get, she sues for. Okay. So, here's this one. A lot of people don't remember this, but I do because, well, I graduated from a convent in Kentucky and I love nuns. They were always good to me. I really, really do. All right. So back in the day, about 10 years ago, 2015, she sued a bunch of nuns because she wanted to buy their convent. Now, the nuns had already thought they owned the convent because they had given the archdiocese some money and they wanted to live there for the rest of their lives. Katy said no, she bought it from the archdiocese. She sued the nuns, one of whom, while testifying against Katy Perry, died on the stand. Her last words were, "Katy Perry, stop. Just stop." Did Katy Perry stop? No. She got that convent. Does she live in the convent? No, she doesn't. Now she's after Carl Westcott's house. She got the house. She then sued the 85-year-old man who suffers from, let me get the exact name of the disease because it's not pretty. She sued this poor man, Huntington's disease. And by the way, Huntington's disease, which he has suffered for a while, a side effect, unfortunately, one of the things that you get along with it is dementia. And he was also on a lot of painkillers, opioids, which also makes you not super lucid when he made the decision to sell Katy Perry the house. She then went after him because she couldn't live in it for 4 more years, so she wanted damages. By the way, there is now something in Los Angeles called Katy Perry law. I believe it's in all of California, where if an elderly person sells a home, there is a look-back period for 3 to 5 days. So at least the Westcott family got that. But again, shame on you, Katy. This is the home we have been talking about. It's absolutely stunning. Gorgeous views. I mean, you name it. You can see why she wanted it. But also, no offense, if she didn't live in there that long, could she not have looked at this man and said, "You're not going to be around very long. I will let you have lifetime rights. Like when you die, because you said you wanted to die in the house, then I will take it over." No, she did not, because Katy, not that gracious, is she? Urgh. All right, I am going to end finally on this gorgeous note with Apple Martin. God bless her. Let me pull this up because, listen, she is absolutely gorgeous. I broke the news that she was going to Vanderbilt years ago. She is now a senior at the college. She is about to graduate. Good job, girl. So proud of you. And unlike other seniors in college, she already has a whole career lined up. She posed with her mom for a Gap campaign already. And guess what? Somehow, she wants to go into acting. And somehow, some way, I don't know how this could have happened, she already has a big time agent at the biggest agency, most powerful agency in LA, CAA. Guess what? They also rep her mother. Nepo babies unite. I mean, go with God, girl. All right. Well, that is it for today and our celebrity crash report. Don't worry, there will be another one next week because, you You just can't stop these guys from acting foolish, can you? God bless them. Love it. Sussex crash report is coming out tomorrow. As you know, we've got a lot to say on that one. And everyone, please like, subscribe. It still boggles my mind that 2/3 of you watch me, but don't subscribe. Please do, friends. All right. Mwah. I love you. I really, really, really appreciate you. And you know what? I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Mwah. I do try to get to all the comments.